All right, so to kick off, Erica, I just want to ask you, is there a character in the John Wick movies that you always like really related to or always wanted to be or step into their shoes for a second?
I think I love the character Sophia that Halle Berry plays. Yes. Like, there's always, you know, usually back in the day, there's a mom like me, lives in Morocco, exotic hotel. Didn't see anything there.
And like, and her all of Halle Berry's work with the Malinois dogs. I didn't know the breed before the movies, but it really made me take notice too. Like, she was amazing with them. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, she trained for months. I mean, she had to, you know, pick those dogs because they're specific and they can learn. And they're so smart, and we had 4. And we brought them all the way to Morocco. I mean,
That's amazing.
they're
And
amazing.
I mean, and they say, you know, you're doing a lot of the things with these movies that people wouldn't take on necessarily. This is obviously incredibly complicated, beautiful stunts, animals as well. Like, was there something from John Wick that you wanted to do but had to wait until later? Because I know there were tons of ideas that you were able to do as the series developed. Yeah, like, tell me what you were really excited about being able to include later.
I think just the set pieces and travel. We always want to do really big vehicular stuff, Smoking Rider. So to show that off, it just took a little bit of time to get the budget and time to do it. So hopefully we pull that off in John Wick 4.
And then by the time that 4 rolled around, wasn't the technology such that you could actually put like pads out that were easily erased? God, I still can't fathom how especially like the Arc de Triomphe, that entire sequence really worked. And am I correct in remembering that there were like your stunt people getting hit by the cars that were driving like 15 miles an hour?
Yeah, we about 15 to 20 to do the projects.
Jeez.
I think on pads and stuff. And then, just got to do all the driving with all the guys running through and the drone. Yeah, it just takes a lot of rehearsal, a lot of precision all the time.
Yeah, a little bit. Keanu, of all of the incredible locations in this series, which one sticks out to you the most, or that you feel fondest about?
New York City. Then Rome.
How did shooting in Manhattan, like you guys spent a lot of money on that movie in the beginning to shoot in Manhattan. Like, how did that work? Did you actually have the budget to like block things off, etc.? You're Keanu Reeves in Manhattan, right?
Yeah, I don't really care, man. We just like, trying to get the
10
movie.
years ago.
First movie, yeah, well, they said, there's no money, but we promise you a wonderful Thanksgiving in a great hotel in New York.
That's how we got
The
it.
script was, remember that?
Yeah.
So like, there's no money to pay you, but we'll put you up in a suite and bring your wife, and you'll have as much room to.
And your own
He
costume.
was like, okay.
That's how we got most of the cast.
Ian, is there a moment from any of these films that really stands out to you in your memory? Because Winston has great.
I think looking back on it now, I mean, apart from my relationship with Chad and Keanu, I think the moment with me and Lance, because he's no longer with us. I mean, and it was, sorry, Lance Reddy, great Lance Reddy. If we ever do another one, I will miss dreadfully, but we have Ballerina coming out in which we for the last time, we have that together. But yeah, I thought we made a really good double act, as we say, in a sense, it was great, his relationship, because he never knew. His relationship was different to mine with Keanu's character. But yeah, my moments with him, I think I'll remember. Except when I shot him, of course. I kept when he said, you shot him. I said, no, I deliberately, because, such a great shot is Winston. He deliberately shot him in the shoulder, or whatever. And then he crunched 75 stories to the ground and ran over top of the garbage truck.
That's right, sir.
I disappeared.
I do. That's what John Wick does. He falls and he gets up.
He always
I still hold out hope as a fan that he might get up again. Just saying. Yeah, that's what's kind of wild about John Wick, is that this is not just an action-packed movie. There's real heart to this movie. And I think that's why one of the many reasons this universe has expanded so much. Chad, is that kind of what you had attached to when you got this script and then lobbied to direct?
Actually, Keanu.
Yeah.
He was the genius behind it. I don't know, the script was pretty simple. I mean, I think being a new director kind of helped us through with Ian and Willem Dafoe and Lance. I think the first year staff we got through it didn't mess it up too bad. It was really like on John Wick 2 when we came back to the studios, when you guys were here after another, that we sat down with Keanu and everybody, we tried to figure out, oh, there's a continent in every city, and we realized what we could do with it, and that's kind of where we filled up the whiteboard with every wish fulfillment thing that every director and cast member wanted to do a movie, and that's what we tried to make.
And Ian, as far as development goes, I've heard that you and Lance sort of created backstories for your characters. Is that the case?
Backstory?
Yeah, like kind of filled out your character a little bit.
Oh, yeah, well, I have my own idea about what it is, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Really?
No, I can't, otherwise it'll give away John Wick World. No, all I can tell you is that whenever there's a new one, I mean, I never say, I don't have any discussions about where my character should be. It is what it is. I love the enigmaticism of the whole show, of the whole relationship between me and Keanu, because you don't know who he is. You know who, maybe that will be revealed later, but no, if I invented a backstory, I would say that he and Lance, my character and Lance's character, go back. And somewhere along the way, they got involved with this organization, the High Table. And I think I've known John forever, but that's all I'm going to say. My relationship with him will remain stuck.
Do you have any relationship to the series? Because this universe just keeps expanding and keeps expanding. Speaking of having known John for a long time.
I'm saying no more.
That's fair, we got it. Keanu, would you say that your relationship to John has changed at all over the course of these films?
My relationship to John. Yeah, I mean, I think as the stories have evolved and the different characters, I think most of the themes were launched for me with the character in the first film. The friendship, the honor, the kind of seeking his own independence in a way. So in terms of developing, just more of a good thing.
Yeah, and I think that's what we got for sure. And we want more. Erica, do you think that the phenomenon of John Wick has changed what studios want to make and what audiences want to see?
I mean, I think everyone, John Wick is such a phenomenon franchise. 4 movies and spin-offs that continue to do better and are reviewed, each one better than the next, and the box office, double, triple, so it's a phenomenon. I think every studio wants their John Wick, and I continually ask, do you have another John Wick? Bring me another John Wick. What is your formula? What is the magic? And it's unquantifiable. I'm sure you get this question all the time, Chad, too. And so, I mean, look, we've changed the game on how action movies were made and how are pitched and how are received, and I think, made the bar really high for other films in the genre. So it's really cool that we've accomplished.
If I may say, I just think it's lucky with that Chad who direct all 4 of them. I mean, you wouldn't have done them without them. So I think the continuity of Erica, Chad, Keanu, and the rest of the cast, me and Lance, adds to that. And the fact that we're all, pretty reasonable human beings and get on well, and
It's
don't.
it's rarefied air to have the same group do 4 movies, and it's always fun to get the band back together, and we know that.
Enlightening in about bottle too. This is special. I mean, and that's why audiences keep responding to it. And it is so much more nuanced than just a story about a lot of badasses, you know? Speaking of things that, Erica was kind of talking about revolutionizing action movies, Chad, can you, rather than from the angle of tooting your own horn, I get the sense that that's not really the way to ask this question, but rather, what is something you're really proud of that your team has come up with, and part of the reason that these movies look as incredible as they do?
I think as my cast and crew to have somebody that can do the action, Keanu, or Jackie Chan, or Jet Li, or maybe Reeves that can do it. I don't think it's really us so much as the way our collective filter everything through. I mean, if you look at what we love about action movies, from old westerns to Ichi to Kurosawa to Sergio Leone to the French samurai film, The Samurai, or any of the great thrillers and wuxia films that we love from Hong Kong or Korea or Japan. We kind of took it all and kind of spit it back out in our version of it, but I think, loosely put, I think, we did a pretty good job of ripping off everybody else. and putting it back out with what we see as pretty lighting and interesting themes, or at least what interested us, so I think we're all looking forward to see who rips us off. Goes forward with that, so maybe we can rip them off again in the future. We just want to keep the machine going.
Ripping off, homage, hey, listen, it's all semantics, right? Is there a piece of tech that you love?
I'm pretty more to the human factor to see how far you can push humans. Yeah, we have good humans to push. So, yeah, dogs are good too.
Dogs and humans. Keanu, how far were you pushed in your numerous, plentiful, intense preparation to be the original badass John Wick? Look at Ian leaning in and he's like, I want to know.
No, I'll feel asleep.
He just had shoulder surgery, so Ian's recovering.
Badass till the end.
Yeah,
He's not even in a sling.
That's a badass.
He pushes the envelope. It's just been like, do another one, and it's raining for the 7th day in a row outside South Africa, and you're standing there, whatever, and you go, Keanu's there, here we are.
Guess we're going out there.
Here we go again. Just one more. Just a little bit more. I mean, that's the thing. It's a privilege, it's a gift, as I said, to be in a movie like this, which each time, I know when the lead up and when they've been doing the script, they probably killed off every character except John. So when they get the phone call saying, there's another one on the way, hope we're in it. But you never know, which is also a good thing.
Keanu, do we want to go back to that question? Like, what was the thing where you were like, man, I really got to stretch myself to do this, because you're no stranger to action and all that, and have that skill set?
No, it's a gift. Every day is a gift that you get to, I'll just say every day. I had so many wonderful teachers and guidance and worked with so many talented actors, actresses, and stunt people in the sense of, it's such a dance and collaboration and cooperation. So, there's a couple times where you throw up or puke or whatever, but, that's what makes it good.
And nobody's ever looked at a pencil the same way again, right?
You shouldn't.
Oh.
Because they work.
I'm not going to school again.
Was it a real pencil? Was it her pencil on the set, or was that added in?
Oh, when I drove it through his skull, through his eyeball? Oh, no, that was fake. I'm sorry, I was cheeky. No, in general, we didn't, I'm gonna grab the real pencil and some of this stuff, but if there was ever gonna be contact, it would never be a pencil. Because they work.
No stumbling back, no pencils. All pencils were used for writing on the set. Erica, speaking of the set, when you would visit set, assuming that that happened, what was the environment like? Because obviously doing stunts very serious, however, that familial aspect of this movie, did that ever shine through when you visited?
Yeah, I mean, we've all like lived on these movies, and I think it's always, look, Chad pushes everyone really hard. We do, like John Wick 4, for example, was a 100-day shoot, all night, all night shoot. And so, you know, when you're on a day,
There were some days,
Not-
guys. No, they were shooting, they had what time is this
that was
day?
a Don.
Yeah,
They stayed up all
horses.
night for the sun to come up. I
Okay,
think,
there's that.
so, of course, I mean, they're high stress environments, everyone's tired and working really hard, but,
She's doing a good job.
yeah, Chad praised
Selling it.
everyone. No, I mean, look, especially by the fourth one, everyone knows what they're to expect, right? Like, you know you're gonna train for months before, and you're gonna ice bath at night, and you're gonna walk off that set, we're gonna crawl off that
Absolutely
set.
miserable time.
Yeah, I mean, everyone it is gnarly, but in darkness there's greatness, right? Isn't that your quote or one of those? It's like you push everyone to breaking point, and that's where the beauty exists, right?
So it was a positive experience.
I mean, making any movie is fun and hard and arduous and crazy and amazing. And I think, John Wick 1 was probably harder than John Wick 4 to some degree because we had no money and no Not for you? Yeah, it was a lot shorter, it was half the shoot. So I think over the 10 years we've had, we are like a family and it is fun and we fight and it's all good.
I love that smile on your face, Chad.
Yeah, hard is what makes it great.
If I could interject just quickly, it was just really special for me to, over the course of the films, as they, everyone here helped make them successful and helped us get to make another one. Just seeing other action teams all over the world just be so excited to work on a John Wick film, and to go through that. And also other thespians, I was called to the gym one day, and one Fishburne's like, hey, and I go, what? You know, John Wick? I'm like, yeah, and he's like, let's go. And I'm thinking, yeah, man, let's go. And so I already came with born. So it's cool to see, the affection that so many artists and craftspeople and stunt performers, artists, had for the films, and wanted to go through a John Wick experience.
And it speaks to the universality of film in general, right? It's like it's an effort of so many people, and the enthusiasm of everyone all over the world really shows up. I mean, of course with the stars that are cast, but I mean, the talent. It's hard. It's almost hard to watch these movies numerous times and not just be in awe of everyone and their skill set. And also the awe of people who are like standing even near all of this happening. It's like, wow. I don't even know how you're in the same room sometimes. It's incredible. Chad, there is a way that people can get even more of this magic about John Wick, yeah? I understand there's something else.
Yeah, we have a few things coming up, some surprises, some not. We have a great documentary coming out about the making of all the John Wicks, where you can see the real stuff.
Excellent. Embarrassing, then, I mean, emotional pain. Yeah, so we want to get this movie all fired up for you. There's only one thing left that we need to do before then.
Yeah, so there's a film that was kind of trying to expand some of the, I don't know, what do they call it, the John Wick
Universe?
world. They picked universe? Yeah, universe.
Do you want to call it the Wickiverse?
John Wick presents, anyway, there's a film called Ballerina.
Woo!
That, it's really exciting. John Wick made some brief appearance in it, so it was kind of cool. That was probably the last time I ever played a character, maybe. But it was, I think they have some footage here of some of the making of, right? And hopefully you enjoy that, and hopefully you enjoy watching John Wick on a big screen.
So, before we get that fired up, I just want to remind you, outside, we have a John Wick 7 repeat. Please feel free to take all of your best, very safe stunt photos. Tag on social, post, make sure you take note of all that info up here. And please, once again, your gold coin thank you for Ian McShane, Keanu Reeves, Erica Lee,